Are we live? How does it look? How does it sound?
It looks incredible, buddy.
How you feeling? Are you feeling incredible?
DB, not only am I sitting right beside my boy DB for the first time on a live show, the Bombers win the Labor Day Classic.
An absolute classic.
Dude, my first Labor Day Classic, and they win it after giving up an onside kick, intercepting the 2-point convert, literally doing nothing in the second half, but they did enough to win, buddy. They did enough to win.
We are live on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and we're in Regina. If things look a little different, you know, you got the street lights of Regina, Saskatchewan out there. Look, I can even pan over. Oh yeah, there's some laundry. The streetlights of Regina. There's Schnitzy in his Blue Bomber gear, new chain with the blue. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed that. And of course, Schnitzy only wears the chain when the Blue Bombers win. I was at the game in the press box, so not able to enjoy the game with you, Schnitzy. My girlfriend Shannon. I hope you took good care of her, buddy.
Shannon. I don't know what she sees in you, but Shannon is a beauty. I had a great time with Shannon. We went to Wayne's World today, DB. We went to the game nice and early. We had a couple of pops. We just took in the amazing atmosphere that was Mosaic on Labor Day, man. And what an experience. Like what? Shout out to the 1930 crew, DB.
Yeah.
You were an honorary, I don't know.
Anything.
Just
honorary.
You were honorary. Hustler was on there, and organized by Tara Maslowski. She and I have a connection because her dad passed 8 years ago on Labor Day, and I know he was looking down Jerry Maz. My dad passed 7 years ago, and we have that in common. Dads who were best friends of ours that left us too soon. And I told her right before Lawther lined up to kick that 60-yard field goal, I said, "Your dad's watching. We're going to win it," and we did. So that was incredible. Shout out to Jeffrey Bannon and Pat Ratwell.
1930 crew.
1930 crew. This has been an incredible experience for me, buddy.
So the Blue Bombers find a way to win, and some huge storylines we're going to cover here on Game Day After Dark. We're going to watch video highlights, of course. We're going to talk about the game, and I think we should probably start where most people's concern is right now. Adam Bighill and Zach Collaros. Bighill did not look good. The injury on footage and in person did not look good. Zach Collaros did not return to the game after taking that hit from the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Miles Brown. Yeah, and there's a video up on our YouTube page right now, so you can check that out now. Come back and join the live stream again. Be sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all those good things. That helps us all a lot. But Zach Collaros, for a second time this season, knocked out of a game on a similar looking play. Just came out in, no jersey, no street shoulder pads. Well, not straight. I think he still had his pants on.
Okay.
I think he still had his cleats and his pants on, but street clothes from the waist up.
Yeah.
To be there out there with his teammates. Chris Streveler came out. What did you see from Streveler in the second half?
Listen, Streveler manufactured 5 first downs in the second half. Saskatchewan, under Trevor Harris, manufactured 20 or 21 first downs. The Riders outscored us 21-6 in the second half, Darrin. But Streveler, with the unbelievable leg of Sergio Castillo, manufactured enough offense. He threw for around 50 yards, I believe. Mm-hmm. He manufactured enough offense for us to win. And I thought Streveler did fine. Is he the answer at quarterback if Collaros is down next week, Darrin?
He's no Wordle beater.
No. And the Riders nearly won that game, albeit on a onside kick, which is 10% successful. But credit to the Riders. But I thought Streveler did okay. I thought he did just enough, as it turns out, to win the game.
Yeah, and really that's what the Bombers need, right? They just need somebody who can do enough to get them out of a game. I think Zach Collaros will be okay. I don't think this is a serious injury. I don't think it's going to get in the way of him playing in the Banjo Bowl. Adam Bighill, meanwhile, did not look good. Just the way the trainers were attending to him on the field, watching the playback was scary, and I don't want to put the cart before the horse. We'll leave it at that, and we'll see how it shakes out. But for those that don't really like, look, you watch him play, right? I'm trying to put this delicately, right? I'm trying to be diplomatic in all this. Adam Bighill is a special player and a special individual, and he means something more than just, okay, you're the middle linebacker, you're the captain of the defense, you're an all-star. He means more than that to this organization and to his teammates. So to see him go down to an injury like that at this point in his career is really, really tough. And I sure hope we see him again. Yeah. But, again, we'll maybe leave it at that and see how that develops. But good news overall for Zach Collaros. Other than the Blue Bombers stating that, he'll be okay. We, as usual, don't know too much beyond that.
Yeah, like Mike O'Shea saying someone's going to be okay, DB, means absolutely nothing. But I will take him at his word because I hope he's okay. I hope it was just precautionary. Zach Collaros does have a concussion history. It looks like he took a shot to the head, Darrin, by Miles Brown, and I hope he's okay because he was moving the offense. 218 yards on 12 completions. That's almost 20 yards average completion for Zach Collaros. He silenced. No, I know he threw a pick, but the Bombers were 2 for 2 in the red zone, Darrin. This is a team against Hamilton and many other games before where they were turning the. Toronto comes to mind. The last time they were in Mosaic, this is a team that was turning the ball over at the hands of Zach Collaros in the red zone. And today they were 2 for 2. They got it done when it mattered. And they needed every single point they could manage with Trevor Harris throwing for 368 yards. I thought the Bomber defense, they didn't equip themselves perfectly. They didn't get a whole ton of pressure on Trevor Harris. But what they did, I think their strategy was, especially with Streveler was they wanted Streveler to manage the game. And they just kept everything out in front of them in the second half. And they're like, I think JY, Jordan Younger, and Richie Hall were like, we're going to put everything in front of us. The Riders are going to need to march the field 3-4 times to win this game. And ultimately, the Riders did do that. They did. They marched the field. Trevor Harris had 3 touchdowns. Like I said, they outscored us 21-6 in the second half. But they failed the 2-point convert. And isn't it fitting? Because last Labor Day, the Bombers lost 32-30 on a failed 2-point convert of their own, where a pass was knocked down. And I believe Evan Holm picked that off in the end zone on the 2-point. So the defense did enough to win. I thought today, Darrin, one of the big stories was the Bombers' special teams. The Bombers' special teams, Sergio Castillo, I believe, hit from 52 and 56. And, he was knocked down. Okay, so that you're showing the failed 2-point convert. It was knocked down. Was that Tony Jones who knocked it down? It
was, yeah.
Oh, I'm getting confused with the Evan. Oh, there we are. There's Neil Anderson on the big screen. That's awesome.
You guys are there?
There's Neil. We were. Where are we?
I think is that the content, Carter Chen?
That's Carter. Carter Chen is a beauty. I don't know if you guys follow him on Instagram. Ritz Kraka. He's a beauty, buddy. We're going to hopefully get him involved in some of these post games. But so the failed 2-point convert was knocked down. Let's see. We're going to see it here. It looks like Jones backs off the line of scrimmage, and then he reads the quarterback. And, he knocks it down. I'm getting confused with the Evan Holm interception.
Right, that one was taken back from penalty.
Right, which was a pass interference.
But what we're seeing here is just the end of an incredible series of events.
Yeah.
An incredible finish. The Labor Day Classic, truly a classic game, and a 35-33 final.
To experience that game with the 1930 crew, Darrin, my first ever Labor Day Classic, it was something I'll never forget. And it wasn't a pretty win by any means.
Yeah.
Thank goodness we had that special teams touchdown with Nick Hallett getting in the end zone. He looked like he may have been torched on a couple plays, but on defense.
Now I can get this straightened out.
But man, and I got to say this, Darrin. I think of my mother-in-law who passed on July 27th. She was born and raised in Regina. Yeah. Her dad was the Roughriders team doctor. And the last game we watched with her at palliative care in St. B, the Riders won 19-9. It was really disappointing, but it was fitting because her favorite team growing up was the Riders, and she always say if the Bombers lose, because she became a Bombers fan, she said if the Bombers are going to lose, I hope the Riders win. That's my second team. And it was fitting that they won on the last game.
She's a Regina, right?
She's from Regina,
but a Bomber diehard.
She was converted. She moved to Winnipeg in the mid '80s, early '80s, and saw the dynasty of '84, '88, and '90, 3 Grey Cups in 7-8 years, and or 6 years, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I felt her with me tonight. I didn't get super emotional about it. I just felt her with me, and I was like, when Lawther lined up after they caught the onside kick, and Lawther lined up for a 60-yarder, I was like, no, we can't lose on this play. We just can't. I said, please, Sarah, let us win the game. And she came through, and I'm thinking of her today, buddy. And I know all of you listening have loved ones who got you into football, who you enjoyed football with, who have passed too soon. And it's a special thing when you win, and it's just at the heels of a loss. Just the extreme, dichotomy of losses and wins, personal and in the game, is just something else.
That's true. Yeah, and it's so nice that in the end, you're able to enjoy games with family, with friends, with new friends.
Exactly.
We've made a lot of new friends here in Regina, on the bus, the 1930 crew, at the stadium, on the streets, in the bars and restaurants and clubs, and all the fun venues that are around here. In the end, it's a rivalry. And it's different for me, obviously. I haven't been a fan in well over a decade, almost 2 decades now.
Yeah.
Covering the Bombers, covering the Jets, and then had to file that fan card deep away in the safe deposit box. But still knowing that whether I come here to see my media friends or Rider fans or Bombers fans or whoever they might be, you guys, like, in the end, we're the same people. I think that's why the rivalry is so real, why it's so palpable and tangible and real, because, you see Bob and Jane, Rider fan, and you see Billy and Joni, Bomber fan. They're the same people. It's the exact same people.
Exactly. You know what? I got to tell you, for anybody who's had a bad experience with a Rider fan, I think these days, in the last few years, you're probably an exception, because I have to tell you, even after they lost in heartbreaking fashion, Darrin, the Rider fans were all class. They were absolutely all class. I saw them all weekend. I saw them at the game. I saw them after the game. All class. And many of them are coming to the Banjo Bowl. So I implore Bomber fans to be respectful and friendly, just like they were to us, man. Like, not a bad word said.
There's bad words said.
I didn't hear any bad words said, buddy.
Just showing the Nick Demski touchdown here. This capped a 7-play, 81-yard touchdown drive with a 44-yard touchdown to Nick Demski, who I even mentioned on the CJOB pregame show. Haven't seen a lot from him. Getting 𝘎𝙤𝙤𝙧𝙚 back. It seems to open everything up. The more weapons you have, the more threat you have, the more you can do with your offense. So to see Demski score, to see 𝘎𝙤𝙧𝙚 used early and often, and finding ways like picking up first downs and big catches and all those sorts of things. Seeing Ontario Wilson with a huge catch on that opening touchdown drive. What was that? A 45-yarder? Yeah. And then 3, 10, 11, 12-yard chunk plays to 𝘎𝙤𝙧𝙚 and some of the other guys that made Winnipeg score early, was so very important. I'm really looking forward to getting into WALBY'S Warrior.
Oh, my God.
Westwood wide to the right. The Happy Honker Award. I know we got lots for that one.
Oh, we got so much.
What am I forgetting?
Bonfire, Burning Point, Game Balls. Come on.
Get in the live chat right now. What was your Bonfire Burning Point? Not that TSN thing to turn around about. The Bonfire Burning Point. The point in this game that everything changed. And we even hear the content Carter Chen just outside our door saying he's housekeeping here to clean up the riff.
Oh, now he's knocking on the door.
Well, they're going to have to keep knocking. We're live. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Instagram. We're not going anywhere. But that early touchdown drive was so important, right? It was so critical for Winnipeg because it was like a 2-and-out early. Zach Collaros sacked, and it was like, okay, what's this? Is this going to be this dominant Riders defense, right? And to see Winnipeg score 3 touchdowns in the first half and then get that huge Nick Hallett special teams touchdown, to me, I'll get right into it, okay? I want to know in the live chat, what was your bonfire burning point? For me, the bonfire burning point was Jam Sheehan, the Aussie kicker, the California kid playing for the University of California in the NCAA, now here in Canada. So from Capybara to Cali to Canada, Jam Sheehan with that sidewinder kick that fools Mario Alford. He'll be having nightmares. I was tweeting, he'll have nightmares about that Aussie sidewinder tonight. And then Nick Hallett being Johnny on the spot, kind of making up for being in coverage. I think it was the Sean Bain touchdown, Saskatchewan's first touchdown. Hallett got beat in coverage. To me, that was the bonfire burning point. When Winnipeg got that special team score, and then, in addition to a few other touchdowns off the arm, well, one off the arm of Zach Collaros and Chris Streveler punching in a couple in the first half. That was why Winnipeg won. That was why they were able to build up that lead, what was it, 29-12 at half? And if you guys aren't aware, Bonfire WPG on Twitter, and if you're not on Twitter, it's no big deal. You just go to x.com/Bonfire WPG, halftime stats, final game stats, every single game. So it doesn't matter. You can go back 2 games, find out what the stats were at halftime, find out what the stats were at the end of the game. They're always there for you. And in beautiful dark mode too, because I know you guys appreciate that. That was my bonfire burning point. What do you got?
Honestly, dude, I hate to agree with you. I really do.
Do you?
I do. I really do. I hate to agree with you. It's going to go to your head. I asked the people on the bus, on our 1930 crew bus, shout out to Garth for his incredible driving today and on the weekend.
Garth.
I was sitting beside Garth. The sports doctor, Dave Patrician, who was on the trip with us, one of our celebrity guest hosts, he, in the last 3 minutes, like he didn't open his eyes. He had his face in his hands. He was like, oh my God. But where was I? Bonfire burning point. It was the same, buddy. They won because they were able to build up that first half lead, 29-12. And then they just withstood the barrage that was Trevor Harrison. And that short passing game that he's so good at. He's just able to do a 3-step drop, get the ball out quickly, and it's really hard to stop. The only way you stop it is with a real good pass rush. Because if you drop 9 into coverage and rush 3, which the Bombers were quite a bit, he'll just pick you apart. And I thought we didn't quite generate enough of pass rush. You could argue in this game that we lost 2 of the 3 phases, Darrin. You could argue that the defense allowed over 400 yards of offense, 3 touchdowns, 368 yards from Trevor Harris. They shut down the run game of Frankie Hickson. I believe he had 32 yards.
So there's the rush yards, 68-64 for the Bombers. Pass yards, 368 for the Riders to 264 for Winnipeg. Zach Collaros had 218 yards in the first half. So, Streveler comes in and does what he does and doesn't do what he doesn't do, and that's, pass the football, be that sort of thing. Turnovers weren't a huge factor.
That was big.
In this game. There's total turnovers, 1 apiece. 3 fumbles the Riders had and lost one of them, of course. But total first downs, 31-20 for the Riders. Second down conversion rate, Winnipeg 50%, Saskatchewan about 2/3 is a pretty nice thing. Looking at the net offense, this is often what tells the story, right? 327 for Winnipeg, 423 for Saskatchewan, and like 400 yards of net offense is always a number that stands out, right? Anytime you eclipse 400 or you're in that neighborhood, it's a lot. 327, 350 is okay. It's not a world beater thing. I know I've kind of used that already in this show in saying that, but it would have been such a more significant number if Zach Collaros was healthy and able to finish that game. They were the offense was rolling in the first half. So all the conversation, right? All the conversation that we have about the Blue Bombers offense, about Zach Collaros throwing a pick to who of all people, our old pal Marcus Sayles.
Yeah.
And he still orchestrated 3 touchdown drives, hits Demski on a chunk play, hits, to cap a touchdown drive, hits Ontario Wilson for a chunk play on a Chris Streveler cap touchdown drive, deep shot, pass interference to Kenny Lawler, the one where Zach Collaros was hurt. And we're going to get into those highlights in a second, or lowlights, I guess, for Bomber fans, right? But getting into those situations where Winnipeg's offense was doing what it needed to do. And that was the big question going into this game. This staunch, stingy, Rough Rider defense, great run defense. Yeah, they were a great run defense. Not so much against the pass. And Zach Collaros looked vintage.
And Darrin, he did that with I don't want to say patchwork O-line, because I think that does a disservice.
No, okay.
Kendall Randolph.
Kendall Randolph was very good at left tackle, out on an island. Truly, they tried to isolate him, leave him out on that island, and obviously replacing Stanley Bryant, and did a phenomenal job. Did a really, really good job. So
and 𝘎𝙤𝙤𝙧𝙚 his in his place at right guard, and then we had Vanterpool, who was filling in as the backup lineman. I don't know how much he was in the game, if they ever did like 6-man or max protection or whatever. But credit Kendall Randolph. He may even win an award, now that I think about it, Darrin. And to go from right guard to left tackle against that defense and hold your forget like playing well, holding your own.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been when I heard Stanley Bryant was out. It was reported by Jeff Hamilton, our buddy from the Winnipeg Free Press. When I heard Stanley Bryant was out, because all indications were that he was going to play, I thought, we're in trouble. We're gonna really have to get Oliveira going on first down, or get the quick pass game going. Because coming into this game, Winnipeg was tops in the league on average first down production, 7.2 yards. And they weren't really able to get Brady running. Maybe he had 1 or 2 10-yard runs, but they bottled up Brady quite well. And so for Collaros to throw 218 yards with that O-line, I was super impressed. It really was a tale of two halves. The Bombers get out to that 29-12 lead, and they just had to withstand the barrage. And it was edge of your seat viewing.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Let's check out the major storyline out of this game, and that's obviously the injury to Zach Collaros. You hate seeing these, okay? And again, we have... I spent some time during the game kind of chopping up and doing a little video report that is up on our YouTube now. You can watch that video where I break everything down about this hit, all of the angles and all that sort of stuff. But this was in the final moments of the first half where Collaros dropped back to pass, targeted Kenny Lawler deep in the end zone. There was pass interference on Williams, the Roughriders corner, on Kenny Lawler, and roughing the passer on...
Miles Brown.
Yeah, I said his name like 15.
Downtown Miles Brown.
I said his name about 15 times.
That is an absolute egregious headshot. I'm sorry.
You can see him swing his shoulder, right?
No, it's a helmet.
I'm just saying, you can see him swing his shoulder.
Yeah,
He tries to lead with his shoulder, but his helmet does make contact. You'll see it in another angle here in a second. And roughing the passer, pass interference. So pass interference got him down to the 1. Roughing the passer is half the distance to the goal. So that's half a yard. They're on the half-yard line. It's this right here, okay? Yeah. And look, I hate showing this a million times, but I'm going to pause it. I'm going to zoom in if I can. Whoa, wrong way. Let's see if I can do it. Can I zoom in?
I don't know.
Maybe not.
You have in the past.
Let me try here. No, can't do it that way. Anyway, I want you to watch Zach Collaros' helmet, okay? And don't watch the side of the helmet where contact is made. Watch the left side of his helmet, or his right on your left watching on the screen. Okay? Watch it closely. It's that jolt.
Yeah. It looks like he's leading with his shoulder, but then his helmet makes helmet to helmet. Even if he led with his shoulder, he would have hit him in the head. So the fact that the helmet to helmet happens is almost incidental. He was going, it was a headshot.
Yeah.
He was going for his head with his shoulder, with his head. Didn't matter.
Yeah. It doesn't help when I think it's Kearney his foot kind of comes in on Collaros there at the end, but it's the jolt there. Yeah. It's just that very subtle but painful, no doubt, jolt. And on the video on our YouTube, I'll see if I can find it too. Seeing Collaros on the sidelines, he looked rough. Like you could see it on his face. He looked rough. Chris Streveler walked up to him. He's like, "Are you okay?" You could read Collaros' lips. He's just like, "I'm fine." And then he goes to Al Couture, the Blue Bombers head athletic therapist trainer, essentially their head of medical, and has a conversation with him. And coming out for the second half, it's like there's Chris Streveler, and I'm sitting next to Jeff Hamilton, and bit of a moment of levity where Jeff says, "Oh, Chris Streveler's warming up." I go, "When's Chris Streveler not warming up?" Right? He's always got the ball. He's always spinning it. He's always throwing it. And then it was, is that Zach Collaros? Where's Zach Collaros? Is that him? And we could see him down on the right side of the field and coming out still in his pants and cleats, but gray t-shirt, no jersey or shoulder pads, no helmet. And that we knew it right there that he wasn't going to come back into the game. And you ask Zach Collaros nowadays about penalties and fines and all these sorts of things. And do I think Myles Brown is going to get fined for this?
I do.
Maybe.
I do.
You do? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Is he going to be suspended? Nope.
No, I don't think so.
And should he be? I think that's up for debate. But in talking to Zach Collaros about these situations, these exact situations, it always comes down to the same thing. He's just like, well, they haven't done it yet. They haven't really followed through on protecting the quarterback. If they wanted to, that being the CFL, if they wanted to truly protect their quarterbacks, their star players, their marquee names, the guys who sell the jerseys and get people to buy tickets and are at the tip of the tongue of all the fans, Trevor Harris, Zach Collaros, Nathan Rourke, Cody Fajardo, Jesus Sprinkles, everything, right? If you want to protect these guys, you take those exact moments out. You take those moments where the shoulder, it's this angle. It's obvious. Ball's out. He knows ball's out. Yeah. Then he twists. Yeah. Why does he twist? He wasn't leading with his left shoulder. He brought his left shoulder around after. Yeah. He knew the ball was out. It's gone. You can hit the quarterback, but he changes direction to hit the quarterback. Otherwise, you just bring him into your chest and wrap him up. You don't have to plow into him or drive him into the turf. But Myles Brown turned to hit him and knew he was going to get him kind of in the sternum, in the chin, in the face, in the head, whatever.
Oh, I think he knew he'd get him in the chin.
Yeah, he knew he'd get him.
So here's my question. I think you make a very good point, and I think Collaros has reason to be miffed about this. If you really want to protect the quarterback, what is the penalty for Myles Brown taking an egregious, blatant headshot on Collaros?
You take money out of their pocket, and a fine is not taking money out of their pocket. A one-game suspension is money out of their pocket. A game check. A whole game check. These guys get 18 game checks during the year, right? Whether you're on the injured list or whatever, if you're on the roster, you get your game check. If you get put on the practice roster, your game check does change. You make a little bit less, obviously, depending on are you making $120,000 a year? Are you making league minimum, which is close to $80,000 a year now? It's not $55,000 or $52,000 anymore, people. The CFL's figured it out, and they've increased the salary cap, increased those league minimum salaries, right? But that's how you change it. You make a guy. Well,
is that going to be a deterrent?
You asked what it's going to. You asked what it's going to take. It's going to take taking real money out of these guys' checks. When they fine players, right? Yeah. Those fines are undisclosed. Okay, I'll let you in on a little inside baseball. It's half a game check, somewhere in that range.
And do the players even pay for that, or does the team just fork it over?
No, the player pays for it.
You think?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Like, I mean, I don't know what, hey, we going to dinner? Can I fill up your car with gas? Yeah. Does your wife have, I'll take care of this for her, or I'll do that for your kid, or whatever, right?
Hashtag marketing money.
Hashtag Amar Doman. No, and I mean, this isn't about Amar Doman. It's
No.
every single team in the league. They all do this.
You have to in the CFL because otherwise you wouldn't get players coming up here.
Yeah.
Right? Like you need to juke the stats a little bit.
Yeah. Just noticing here, our good buddy Davis Sanchez, friend
What's
of the program. He's liking the tweet. Game Day After Dark. Here we are. What's up, Chezzy?
Chez,
How
I'm
you
a big
doing,
fan, man. Chez's banter with Milt Stegall is so on point.
Yeah.
It's
Receiver
so good.
DB.
Yeah. It's
Love it.
and at first I thought, do they dislike each other? Like
they got a podcast together.
No, I know. And I was that's how good it is, right? Like I was like, do they dislike each other? But they're shout out to TSN. We saw Britt Dort last night.
Mm-hmm.
Darrin invited me to a media dinner.
Big mistake.
And I got to sit beside the one and only Derek Taylor. Murray McCormick was there, who's retired about 18 months ago.
The football foodie.
Yeah. Daryl Davis was there from Saskatchewan.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Nye was there. Britt Dort was there.
Britton Gray
was there.
Yeah. Jeff Hamilton.
Jeff K. Hamilton was there. And then who was the other?
Taylor Shire, formerly of Global Regina, now writing for the Regina Leader Post.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
and just getting to talk to Derek Taylor about football.
Well, and then we ran into Lapo.
Yeah,
and
baby.
I was telling you, well, Lapo's doing color on the broadcast, not Glenn Suter. It's been Glenn Suter for how many years doing these Labor Day games in Regina, right? And you're like, well, who's he calling the game with? And I'm like, well, it's Rod Smith right there. What do you
I didn't know it was Rod Smith.
The voice of God.
He does. He has an incredible voice, but I didn't realize he was that big.
He's a big dude.
So, like,
you know, he played O-line in U Sports, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
He's got some pipes. I was starstruck though. I was too nervous to go up to him, so I just shook his hand as he was leaving. But of course, our buddy Darren Cameron was there, and Matt Gulick. I don't know if Gulico.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, from the Bombers.
Football ops. Yeah.
Football ops.
Great people.
Awesome. We just had an incredible time. Darren was busting my chops a little bit. Darren Cameron. But he's allowed to do that because he's Darren Cameron.
Yeah.
And you're allowed to do it because you're Darrin Bauming.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Bust your chops.
Bust your chops.
Yeah. It's been an incredible weekend. And for those that are maybe just following the 1930 crew on social media, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is, you're missing out. This trip, this group, it's the first year we've done it. And we're going to make it bigger next year. Somehow we're going to make it better. I know it. But just the 1930 crew, like we were invited, right? This isn't our crew, but it's our crew. These are our people. You can join. You want to join. This group is awesome. If you've never been to Labor Day, if you're a Labor Day virgin like Schnitzy here, or you're an old chiseled vet like some of the, Pat Rathwell and Jeffrey Bannon and Tara Maslowski and so many of these great people involved in the 1930 crew. Hustler, of course, been on so many bus trips, the old Hustler and Lawless bus trips we were talking about back in the day. I remember my first bus trip to Labor Day was on the H&L bus and talking to Gary Lawless. And then a couple months later, gosh, I think it was a couple weeks later, I was hired by TSN 1290. And that began,
really?
And then away we go. Away we go from there. But you guys, you want to be on this trip. I'm doing the hard sell. You want to be on it. It's so much fun. I can see it in you, Schnitzy. You're having a blast, man.
I had 2 mimosas before 8:30, which was
on
incredible.
Saturday.
Jello shots, Jello syringes. We had prize draws. Yeah. We had a 50-50. They really did a great job making it for the fans. We had a swag bag. I've got my blue chain here. I've got a Winnipeg Sports Talk beer cozy. It was really incredible, man.
Yeah. Great comments, everybody in the live chat. I like this one. Arlen Axelrod. I went all fangirl once when I saw Lapo at a Chick-fil-A in Grand Forks.
That's awesome. Yeah, Lapo's a beauty.
He really is. He really is. And glad to hear that his son, scary moment,
my God,
breaking his leg playing football, surgery, the whole works. Glad to hear everybody is good. Do want to, of course, talk about our great friends at Scotswood Links, huge supporters of the channel. They have their brand new promotion going on right now for their 2025 memberships. So if you sign up for a membership to Scotswood Links, for next year. Like, look at this course. Beautiful.
Yeah,
if you sign up now, you golf for free the rest of the year. And how has the weather been in southern Manitoba here on the prairies this summer? It's going to be nice for a long time yet. Twilight golf, you can golf after work. It's still lots of light for a long, long time. Go check them out, scotswoodlinks.com. Just 30 minutes outside of the city in Elm Creek, Manitoba. They've done so much work on the course. Beautiful clubhouse and like patios, restaurants, the restaurant, the bars, the drinks, the food. You're not going to be disappointed. scotswoodlinks.com. I'm going to type it up in the live chat right now. Links in the video description below. But get yourself a membership for next year, and you're going to be golfing for free the rest of this year. You can't beat it.
That's actually a really good deal.
Right?
That's and as a member of the tribe, as we like to call a Jewish man, a Winnipegger, double down. I like good deals. Even if I don't golf, Darrin, I almost want to get a membership now and learn to golf so I can have golf free the rest of the year and enjoy that beautiful vista of Scotswood Link Clubhouse and the links there. It's a beauty.
How about this for a vista? Surge from 52 yards. I don't know if that audio is playing through.
I can hear it.
Yeah,
I can hear it from here.
Yeah.
That was such a huge field goal. Like, Sergio Castillo, we always talk about how good he was in the Grey Cup in 2021.
Should have been Grey Cup MVP.
The MVP, 100%. Yeah. 5 for 5 in that Grey Cup.
Swirling
wins. So swirly.
Yeah.
And here, now, am I wrong in saying, Darrin, he hit a 52 and a 56 yarder?
I'll look it up.
Look it up, because I was a little bit of a clamps during the game and taken away by the incredible atmosphere. So I wasn't paying attention as much as I usually do, just taking in the scene of the sea of green, gangrene. But I know he had a 52. Yeah, that's it. You've got it right there. 56 yarder. He had 52 and a 56 yarder, DB. Like, the guy is money. Cash money.
Can we use that nickname for a kicker in Winnipeg after Justin Medlock?
Well, what's the moniker for Castillo? Castillo.
Yeah, you had Money Medlock and Castillo.
You can't call him Money because that's Medlock. But Castillo, both Medlock and Castillo, incredible in the Bombers Grey Cup wins, because Medlock was 6 for 7 in the 2019 Grey Cup.
Yeah.
Only missing one from well beyond 40. But in enemy territory, and the boos when he was lining up for those long field goals. Mm-hmm. And Mario Alford hasn't done, the Riders returner, hasn't done a whole lot this year, but he can break one. And if you miss from 55, he's got a 55-yard landing strip to run. Mm-hmm. Right? Like runway. That's what I'm landing strip. He's got a 55 yard runway, right? And you've got your
Schnitzy.
Oh boy. Oh, was that a happy
You
honker?
Get the happy honker for that one. How long was that landing strip? 52 yards?
55 yards.
55-yard landing strip. Hello, Regina.
Oh, my God. The city that rhymes with fun. Regina, experience Regina.
Schnitzy, you have been singing that song for 15 hours.
Yeah, so Carter Chen, our buddy and Instagram influencer, and we've just become friends with us. He's a beauty. He was trying to knock on the door and give us pizza, but we the integrity of the show. Anyway.
You can see Tryfon's Pizza, hang on, pardon my reach.
Yeah.
That right there, that's Tryfon's Pizza.
Well, we're going to have some right after this, buddy.
Regina-style pizza. Experience Regina-style pizza.
Right.
We're going to do that.
So this is a song, if you go on YouTube and Google or search for Experience Regina, it was like 10 years ago, it was a promo for Tourism Regina, and it's the worst,
ridiculous,
the worst song I've ever heard, and we were singing it on the bus. I don't have a voice left from screaming at the game, but anyway, I promised Tara I'd do a little bit of a rendition of Experience Regina. I
pulled this highlight during the game because I thought it was a pretty great one. Because we don't talk about this guy a lot. This is Devin Woods. Woods pretty much goes solo. Now, Saskatchewan had some issues, right? They were nicked up on the O-line. Who was it? I gave you the depth chart.
Uh-oh. There you go.
Okay, for those that, you know what, let's play it again. Oh, there it is. It's breaking it down. The Saskatchewan Roughriders had some changes. Peter Godber went out. Zach Fry kicked over from left guard to center, and then Noah Zur had to step in, and then Godber came back. They were
and Fry went out, didn't he?
Yeah, when Fry went out, yeah. Godber came back. It was a bit of a mess for the. Oh, here we go. Scotswood links one more time. It was a bit of a mess one time, but hey, there's your Saskatchewan Roughriders depth chart. Whoop. Of course, we always tweet these out, so keep it locked to all of the Bonfire social medias, Instagram, YouTube, of course, Twitter. What am I forgetting? Facebook, and
LinkedIn.
Not TikTok. You're welcome.
We're too old for TikTok. I'm trying to learn Instagram from Carter, but I'm too old for TikTok, and you're too cool for TikTok.
All of those social medias at Bonfire WPG. You want to subscribe because our good friend Brian Finlayson of the Level Flight podcast, you might be familiar with him doing his show with Connor Hrabchek, who does stuff for Winnipeg Sports Talk, of course, all of these digital collabs in Winnipeg. But Brian's going to help me dig into some Winnipeg Jets content as training camp's like right around the corner.
You keep teasing the Jets content.
Oh, it's happening,
you
baby.
Deliver now.
I can't wait.
I saw someone on the chat like, oh, he's talking about the Jets content.
Yeah, right? It's you said that
we'll
before.
See it when we believe. We'll believe it when we see it. We'll believe it when we see it. But it's going to happen this year.
There's Brian watching.
Nice.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying nice to meet you, Brian.
Yeah.
I've never met him.
Yeah. Well, you will meet him.
Oh, just like you said, I'd meet Chris Walby.
Just like I said, I
never met Chris Walby.
Just like I said, I would have Bonfire hats for sale on the 1930 crew trip, right? That's what I said. I said I'd have them. Look, small snafu, okay? They are this close. I don't want to sell you guys a mediocre product, okay? I want it to be ace because it's going to be worth it. But the Bonfire Sports, I'm looking at one right now. I'm looking at one of the prototypes.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, it's nice.
Like, it's going to be a beautiful silicone patch on a like semi-flex fit with the Velcro strap. Like, it's going to be a great hat. It's going to be worth it. You're going to enjoy wearing it. It's going to be comfortable. It obviously looks good.
How many colors is it coming in? Gray, black?
Just the black, baby. The classic black.
I need one.
You got your one-of-a-kind gray.
Well, but I need the black one too.
Yeah. But I'm going to have black ones for all of you guys, right? For Brian, who just saw in the live chat. Hey, Aaron's joining the 1930 crew. Got the BF convinced to do an LDC. Nice. Right? Great to see everybody in the live chat, by the way. If you haven't yet, hit the thumbs up, sub if you haven't, and hit that little bell on YouTube too, and your notifications are on. When I put something up live, if we go live, if me and Walby go live, boom, it'll tell you on your phone. You can join us live, join the live chat, and often we give away prizes and all types of stuff. We're going to have Jets content. Yeah. If you're a Bomber fan, are you not a Jets fan? I don't know if that's a thing.
I don't think it's a thing. I think like me, many Bombers fans are like much more Bombers than Jets, but we're still Jets fans. Mm-hmm. We need something to entertain us in the CFL off season.
Right.
And I'm certainly hoping that this iteration of the Jets,
it's going to be interesting no matter what. There's going to be things to talk about, man. Whew.
Yeah. And not to get into the Jets too much, but I'd like to see them utilize some of their young talent more, because I think they keep bringing these veterans and keeping certain guys around. I'm not so sure, my man.
Joey Slattery, friend of the program. Regina's Pizza Game is underrated. Joey, by the way, go check out Joey on Instagram. Great report on Winnipeg Sea Bears perennial all-star, U Sports Player of the Year every year, Simon Hildebrand signing in the NCAA. Great job, Joey. Very thorough report I saw on your Instagram. Kudos to you for that. I'm with It's your boy, Bruce.
It's your boy.
Bonfire X Jets. Let's go. Oh, yes, it's happening. I've been writing for NHL.com for like 6 years now. I got a summer series on a handful of Jets prospects, Alphonse Frage, Colby Barlow, Big Bad Brad Lambert, of course, a bit of a roster reset, they call it, a roster breakdown, that sort of thing. It's tough when you're writing and, reporting on a team, and then it's like, okay, do some YouTube and do some video editing and that sort of stuff. So looking forward to Brian joining on. And if you want to sponsor Bonfire Sports, whether it's for Game Day After Dark, Pregame, Game Day Winnipeg with Chris Walby, of course, or our upcoming Jets content, hit us up. You know where to email.
Hotline.
Yeah,
hit up the hotline.
816-TIPS. 816-8477.
There you go.
Yeah, and you find all this in the video description below. Hit us on the socials, Bonfire WPG. You can also email me at what do we got?
Mr.
No, hang on. No, not that one.
Oops.
And Mr. Bauming? Who's Mr. Bauming? No.
I just gave away your private
Your phone number is 287
1,000 people. Hey, listen, I'll do it right now. I'll tell people my home address. 854 Hazeldale, baby.
854 Hazeldale. After party.
Yeah. Right now.
Yeah. I'm with Curtis Perkins. Smash the like. Just do it.
Curtis.
Just do it. And one of the best things you can do is just share this with somebody. Hit the share sheet in your iPhone, your Android, or whatever. That's where you get the sheet. It's like, do you want to email this? Do you want to text this? Do you want to send this on Messenger? Do you want to DM this to somebody? Do that. And it gets everything, the algorithm and all that stuff. But just tell your friends. Tell somebody about Bonfire Sports. We're an emerging market. I think that's
I like it.
That's what they would say in the stock market speak, right?
Okay.
But this is what you do. If you want to sponsor, you can obviously hit the hotline, 816-TIPS, 204-816-8477. Or you can email me at winnipeg@bonfiresports.ca. Links to everything, bonfiresports.ca is the website.
Darrin.Bauming69@gmail.com.
Right. 69, right. Always with the 69.
Absolutely.
Yeah. As they say, 69. Nice. Is that the thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm getting old.
Oh, I am old.
Are you? Yeah. Crime Stoppers was 786-TIPS. I got 816-TIPS. And of course, it's Jeff Cabillas who notices that. He's always, Jeff, you always know what I got going on. You always are one step ahead of everything Bonfire Sports does.
We love you, Jeff.
Yeah. 786-TIPS? Oh, no. 816-TIPS. But good eye on you. Yeah.
Oh, there's Baumer fan. I always like Baumer fan stuff because he gets, I don't know what. Baumer fan, how do you know so much about football? The late pass interference, Sask wasn't even trying to complete a pass. 100% running at DB to get a flag. Bain is waving for the flag before he even finishes his route next to Emilus. Interesting take on that almost game deciding pass interference on Evan Holm.
Eric's emailing me right now.
Okay.
Eric wants in.
Yeah.
No surprise. We got like almost 1,000 people watching right now.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's great. We go live after every single Bomber game. We go live before every Bomber game. Chris Walby and I go live generally at 3 o'clock Winnipeg time, the day before the game. So you got lots of time to watch, to listen to the podcast. We're on all your podcast apps too. Again, links for everything, bonfiresports.ca. Somebody asked if the 1930 crew bus gets stopped at the check stop just west of Regina, or just east of Regina.
Yeah, it absolutely did.
I'm surprised we didn't get stopped. What are you talking about? We didn't get stopped.
We got slowed
we lost
down.
we lost the sunroof.
Yes.
What happened? You were back there.
So it's actually a roof hatch that opens and closes. I think it's an emergency exit on the bus.
Okay.
And it was duct taped shut. And then it kept opening. So those of us...
it was duct tape shut?
It was duct tape shut.
The emergency hatch.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, and it was duct tape shut, and we kept trying to close it, and it would come open, and everybody would cheer and laugh and whatever. And just as we were rolling up to that check stop, Darrin, that emergency hatch flies off the bus.
Unreal.
And we couldn't see out the back of the bus because there was no rear view window or whatever, back window. I really hope What? What am I doing?
You're nothing. Keep talking.
You're holding the mic now?
Yeah.
What was I? Was I doing something?
What did I
wrong
just
with the
grab?
mic?
What was that?
Yeah,
it's moving.
The hatch fell up, and I hope to God it didn't hit any car or person.
No.
But yeah, it flew off, and that was pretty funny. As long as it didn't hurt anybody. So in any case. Yeah,
we did not get stopped at the check stop. Everybody was responsible. Yeah. Everyone was good.
Nobody was doing anything bad.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And even if they did stop us, we'd be fine because nobody was doing anything bad.
Yeah. Waka Waka with the explanation.
Is that
a 69 is when two dogs chase their own tails.
Okay.
Okay, now
nice
I understand.
Waka Waka. Go back a second because was that Mike O'Shea with a backwards hat?
Yes.
When does Mike O'Shea wear a backwards hat? Look at that.
Well, dude, he was wearing it with sunglasses.
What?
Oh, he looks super cool.
What?
Oh, he's got that youthful look. Just hang tight. Yeah.
What is O'Shea? Have you ever seen O'Shea wear a backwards hat? He is so buttoned up.
What are you talking about?
O'Shea never wears a backwards hat. Maybe you see him at practice or whatever.
You just hang on. I'm bringing the back.
Big shot, Darrin Bauming.
Enough. Hang on. I'm bringing the camera back to us. You just described Mike O'Shea as buttoned up.
He gives
the guy that wears cargo shorts. The guy that wears ripped up hats. What are you talking about? When's the last time you saw Mike O'Shea in a collar and it wasn't a Hall of Fame induction?
I mean, he's buttoned up in terms of what he says and does, not what he wears per se.
And what are we talking about? We're talking about what he wears.
But a backwards hat on Mike O'Shea, that's something else. Okay, I get a little ripped hat. I bet the cargo shorts, because he doesn't care what anybody thinks. But he never says the wrong thing. He never says much into the media. I'm sorry, it just sticks out, and I've never seen it before. So.
This is the guy you described as buttoned up.
Look at him. What's he doing? That's a nice T-shirt, by the way.
Is that Sergio Castillo in the stands? I saw this guy at breakfast. He looks like Serge.
That's funny. What's O'Shea doing there? Like, is he saying don't go offside? What's he yelling at the team?
Look at that dude. He looks like Serge.
He does look like Serge. Actually, he has nice biceps too. I don't know if Serge has.
That's what I mean. Yeah, no, he looks like Serge.
So,
wonder if it's his brother.
I don't know. What's O'Shea yelling? Is he saying don't go offside? Because
probably, yeah.
Probably.
This is the 60-yard attempt that fell short, and game over. Lucky Whitehead takes the knee, points to the sky, and runs to celebrate with his teammates. There's Mike O'Shea, the buttoned-up head coach, Mike O'Shea.
He's buttoned up in terms of culture. He's buttoned up in terms of what he says and does, right? He never says the wrong thing, especially to the media. He's always, 1-0 this week, whatever, right? He's always a player's coach. He's always what's doing best for the guys. Okay.
Yeah.
He never wears a backwards hat. He never. Have you ever seen him in a backwards hat?
Yes.
When? This time? Right here? Before this?
Nope. You know what I've seen Mike O'Shea? You know they're not Panama hats. What do you call them? They're like you get comfy, okay?
I am.
Yeah. You got your water?
Yes.
Okay, I need a refill.
I still can't speak.
I need a refill, and we are drinking water, by the way.
Yes.
Unless this is not
Alberta
this
pure,
is not
baby.
Russian, this is not Russian water.
Smirnoff.
This is not potato water.
𝘎𝙤𝙛𝙧𝙚.
Yeah. No. Mike O'Shea.
Yeah.
Wears this hat during training camp. It's like those big rims.
Panama hat. Wide
no,
it's not
it's not a Panama hat.
No?
It's like a Bahama hat or something.
What is a Panama hat?
Right? A Panama hat's like the little not grass, but like a straw fedora, the short brim fedora.
Okay, I guess what you're
Or like
saying.
it's like flat brimmed with the.
Are people actually wanting to hear this
Probably
content?
Not. Here, hold this. Well, you were calling Mike O'Shea buttoned up. Are you nuts?
I meant in a figurative way, not a literal way.
Here's Mike O'Shea.
All right.
This is the clip I wanted to show you guys. After Collaros gets hit, okay? You ever seen Mike O'Shea in a backwards hat? There he is with, I don't know, the Ray-Bans, the backwards hat, the headset,
That's incredible.
hand on hip, jersey tuck, Gretzky tuck on the on the t-shirt in the by the way, 90s retro style
turf
Bombers gear.
Turf traditions
Is that what it
from
is?
the CFL. Yeah, every team has these turf traditions.
Nice gear.
Because 80s, 90s are coming back, right? No, it's a nice T-shirt.
Yeah. Mark Legase, old friend. How you doing, Mark? O'Shea, the most winningest Bomber coach?
You're getting into our awards already, Mark.
Well, let's get into it.
Okay.
All right. Let's do it.
Well, what do we want to do first? We did the Burning Point. Do we want to do...
We've done... well, let's do WALBY'S Warrior.
WALBY'S Warrior. Okay. I got
hit up the live chat right now. Your WALBY'S Warrior tonight. The guy that put it on the line like the legend, number 63, Chris Walby.
The guy that put it on the line, like Chris Walby, and I think was the difference in this game, Darrin.
I got to do this. Sorry, go ahead.
Because we already talked about the Burning Point. Nick Hallett gets the plaudits for that. But is that a word, plaudits?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, he gets the flowers. But the guy I thought who was a real warrior tonight, in enemy territory, kicking 2 field goals that were absolutely crucial from distance, 52 and 56.
Nice.
Is Sergio Castillo.
I like it.
He could be a happy honker too, because he's kind of an unsung hero, Darrin.
Well, I already gave out my happy honker.
Yeah, you did.
Yours is...
Mine's forthcoming, I guess.
Okay.
But I just thought Castillo was money. And he also got a single point on a monster kickoff.
A what? A rouge?
A rouge!
Was that a point for failure?
No.
No.
You and I are on the same page on that one, buddy. We love the rouge.
It goes beyond it being
position.
It's field position. What's the name? Watch the whole game. What's the whole game about?
The field is 110 yards long. You need field position.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a break on... If you don't want to lose on
Let
a
us
rouge...
digress.
Yeah, if you don't want to lose on a rouge, maybe don't call a timeout on 2nd and 17. Maybe don't throw a pass on 2nd and 17. Corey Mace.
Who's in first place? Corey Mace.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's my WALBY'S Warrior, buddy.
Okay. I'm going to give WALBY'S Warrior to... I'll give it to Kendall Randolph. He did a great job filling in at left tackle.
Yep.
Yeah. And of course, honorable mentions to Adam Bighill, to Zach Collaros, and an honorable mention to our WALBY'S Warrior from last week. I think he was pretty unanimous. Stanley Bryant, unable to play in this game. I think this is the first time really in his Blue Bombers career. He's like Cal Ripken of the CFL, right? Like an absolute Iron Man. Of course, Iron Man in football, it means something else. It means you play offense and defense.
Does it? I've never heard
does.
that.
Yeah. Like, obviously, that doesn't happen in pro football too often. Like, maybe Dion or, there was, who's that Bombers player? It wasn't DeMond Washington. It was one of those he played, Troy Studemeyer played defense and offense.
You're
right? But like an every down guy would be an Iron Man. But anyway, the Iron Man... Stanley Bryant, who just doesn't miss. This is the first time he's missed a game actually due to injury, this time illness, due to a health issue in his Blue Bombers career, I think.
They've healthy scratched him at the end of the year and when the games were meaningless a couple times. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
What are you pulling up here?
O'Shea was not a week late for 90s night. The Bombers were wearing that gear last week too.
Really?
Yeah. I'm just pulling up I got the Collaros hit again. We don't need to look at it again. If you haven't yet and you joined us, since the beginning of the show, I got a video breaking down the entirety of the Zach Collaros hit and everything that happened with it. I kind of produced that during the game. So here we are breaking down the game for you, giving you the final score and all that good stuff. That just kind of focused on Zach Collaros and the hit and some slow motion, different angles of it, that sort of thing. Just, doing my job as a member of the media. Don't always like to tell these stories, but need to. It's news. It's newsworthy. That's the job. Jerron Carter. Yeah, there was another guy that went a little Iron Man. He went both ways, right? Yeah. Offense, defense.
Yeah.
Would you stop? Jeez.
Sorry.
Oh, man.
I am drinking water, I swear.
Can't take you anywhere.
No.
Definitely not Regina.
No. Okay, let's get to our next award. What are we doing now?
Hit the live chat. Who's your WALBY'S Warrior tonight?
Yeah.
We have got Westwood wide to the right. And this always goes to the moment in the game or surrounding the game that we don't like, right? What didn't you like? Hit the live chat. Let us know your WALBY'S Warrior. You go WW, but we'll know it's your WALBY'S Warrior. For Westwood wide to the right, you just put West or WR, Westwood right, and let us know who your picks are for those.
Well, my Westwood wide to the right, Thank goodness it wasn't a Castillo wide to the right. It was the onside kick that Saskatchewan got down 35-33. They failed on the 2-point conversion. It was, I think, 16 seconds left or something. And they executed an onside kick. And I was just like, no. What are the stats for those?
No.
Are like 1 in 10 chance of executing those successfully, and they nail it. Credit to Brett Lowther and the Saskatchewan special teams, but they execute you should play it if you have it, but they execute the onside kick. And I was like, come on, Bombers. The special teams was killing it. They had a touchdown. They accounted for the 2 Castillo field goals, and then they
I got it here.
They allow the onside kick.
Yeah, I got it here. Of course I got it here. I always got it here.
And, maybe it was just better execution by the Riders. These things happen, but holy, 14 seconds left, not 16. Like,
there's Willie Jefferson, the former NCAA Baylor University wide receiver. Talking to some people this week, they didn't know Willie J played wide receiver, high school, college. Yeah. Who's the Cleveland Browns receiver that got suspended like forever for marijuana?
Gordon.
Josh Gordon. Willie J and Josh Gordon, teammates, wide receivers. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were on the same team with Baylor University. Both wide receivers.
I felt sick when they got that.
Also a wide receiver in college. Some people didn't know this. Teammate of Drew Wolodarski at the University of Minnesota. Chris Streveler played receiver, played tight end, finished his degree at the University of Minnesota. What's this guy going to do? Oh, he's just a dumb football player. Finishes his first degree at the University of Minnesota, says, I'm going to go do another degree at the University of South Dakota, and I'm going to play quarterback because I want to play quarterback. And what does he do? He finishes his second postgraduate degree as a dumb football player, saying that obviously tongue-in-cheek, and plays quarterback to a level that gets him a pro contract, gets him an opportunity to be in the NFL for a few years, and now he's got an NFL pension. He's going to get thousands of dollars. What is he making? $20,000 a year for the rest of his life.
That's pretty good.
Because he hit that minimum of games played.
So you just showed the Evan Holm interception, which was a pass interference. Roll it back because I want to see. Obviously, I was emotionally charged and I didn't see.
You want me to roll it back?
Yeah, roll it back because I want to see.
Here's the onside again.
Yeah. What to the right? Ooh.
And you want the?
I want the Evan Holm pass interference with that ended up setting them up for a 60-yard field goal attempt. So here it is.
The interception.
The interception, but he also got pass interference,
didn't he?
Didn't
Pass interference, yeah.
Oh, 3 seconds left. Oh
Yeah.
my God. I was dying, dude. I was like, no, they can't win on this play. They can't win on the play.
You know it's an amazing game when the TV broadcast goes from the play to one head coach on the sideline, to the other head coach on the sideline, to the official, back to the play, back to the head coach, to the crowd shot, back to the coach, to the kicker. There's the coach.
Yeah, he says back up because he doesn't want...
But I'm just saying, like, these shots of the coaches, they're trying to show the emotion, the importance of these moments in football games. It's the CFL, the crazy football league. It's not just no lead is safe in a game. It's no lead is safe in the standings. The Bombers were 0-4, okay? They then won a game and lost a game and won a game and lost a game. They're 2-6. The Blue Bombers this year were 0-4 and then 2-6. And what were they looking towards? 5 days between that 6th loss of the season and a back-to-back against the first place at the time, BC Lions. 5 days. BC was coming off a bye. Winnipeg coming off a short 5-day week. Winnipeg beats them 25-0. Goes into their bye week, obviously feeling good. BC continued to slide, coming off a bye, going against a 2-6 team, losing 25-0. Whew! How do you rebound from that? Well, not too well. They obviously then lose to Winnipeg again, coming out of Winnipeg's bye. And now Winnipeg has won 3 straight games. They have won their 7th game of the season, and they sit quite comfortably after an 0-4 start.
First place.
And a 2-6 start.
First place.
They sit quite comfortable in this West Division now, with 12 points on the year. Or pardon me, 10 points.
First place. No, 12.
They got 12?
6-6, baby.
Right.
They're now 6. The CFL obviously hasn't updated it, but they're now 6-6. Yeah. And if they win, which they usually do next week at the Banjo Bowl, they will have the season series against, wait for it, Calgary, BC, and Saskatchewan. And they haven't played the lowly Edmonton Elks yet.
Now, for those out there, obviously, they just hear your voice. They don't see what we're seeing, but this is now what we were looking at. The CFL has updated the standings. My mistake, Schnitzy, pardon me. But Winnipeg, 6-6. BC, 6-6. Saskatchewan, out of first place now, following their loss tonight to the Blue Bombers, 5-6-1. And of course, Winnipeg will play Saskatchewan one more time. It will be for the season series, but the only way that season series will come into play, other than it being 2 points on the line, is if Saskatchewan ties one more game and ends up then with the same amount of points as the Blue Bombers at the end of the year in the standings, or if Winnipeg ties somebody other than Saskatchewan, and they would get to that odd points number. So Winnipeg at 12, BC at 12, and of course Winnipeg has the season series against the BC Lions, winning 2 of 3, those 2 most recent, and then 1 point up on the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Edmonton plays Calgary tomorrow, and that's going to be a fun game to see because Edmonton's on a bit of a heater. They've won 3 of their past 4 games.
They are, and if you're a Bombers fan and you want to get a home playoff game, not just a home playoff game, maybe get a first-round bye, which was unimaginable at 0-4, right? You want Calgary to beat Edmonton because we already have the season series on Calgary, and you want to kind of keep Edmonton at the bottom so that they can't, should they beat us once, or probably not, but twice, you don't want them creeping up on first place because they have some dangerous players on Edmonton. They are not a bad football team. They barely lost to the Montreal Alouettes, who are 10-1. The shades of 21, 22, and 23 Bombers are the Montreal Alouettes that are leading the league in most statistical categories, both on offense and defense, and even special teams.
Yeah. Here's the highlights from Winnipeg's 35-33 win today. And these images, these pictures, these moments, how cool is it to see the what do you want to call it? It's just special. Labor Day buddy. In Regina.
It's very special. And shout out to Steven Safanuk from the Piffles podcast, our friends in Regina who do an excellent podcast about the Saskatchewan Roughriders. We were going to meet up at Wayne's World, which we did. And shout out to Wayne's World, 20 years, Darrin. You were not cool enough to hit Wayne's World because you were busy setting up the show. So I just got to go party at Wayne's World. But
this beautiful home studio.
Me and Carter Chen were walking down the street going to get beers for Wayne's World. And someone's like, Schnitzy, it's Steven Safanuk from Piffles. I saw him at the Wayne's World, but he drives by with his wife, Crystal, and he's wearing his Darth Maul outfit, which was incredible. But it's, of course, green and black, not red and black. And I like to say Darth got mauled tonight, Steven, right? Yeah. And then we saw our good buddy John Hodge from 3 Down Nation. He made an appearance at Wayne's World, so it was just...
And, of course, Hustler holding it down like nobody's business.
Hustler's a beauty, man.
Go
ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, Hustler was trying to give me a little bit of grief on the bus. Because... as we hit the road, the 1930 crew, everyone's kind of like, getting warmed up, getting primed for the trip. And I had to break the news to everybody that Stanley Bryant was going to miss the game. It was Jeff Hamilton of the Free Press who broke it. And I shared that with everybody. And Hustler likes jabbing his boy DB, right? And it's like, way to go, DB. Hey, everybody, let's go. Let's have a great time. Oh, by the way, Stanley's out. The good news is I told him this on the bus tonight. I'm like, Huss, it didn't even matter. It was like a non-factor in this game. And I think, missing Stanley Bryant stinks. They're going to be better when he's back. But Kendall Randolph and Eric Lofton at tackle, They both did a great job. Yeah.
Admirable, right? Like in that environment when you can't even hear probably much of the snap count.
Yeah.
Right? The defense, usually offense dictates, right? Because they know when they're going to snap the ball. But when it's that loud, I think the whole O-line gets a WALBY'S warrior, even though we already gave it out. As I'm talking about it, Darrin, I'm like, that O-line was incredible given the stakes and given the crowd noise and everything, right?
Yeah. Some people asking about Zach Collaros. Yeah, we did talk about it. Of course, Game Day After Dark, always available on demand, right? You can go back and watch it. You can go back and watch our post game from last week. We had a great special guest on.
Oh, dude, Simone and him and I are buddies now.
So we're having breakfast here in Regina today, and Schnitzy picks up his phone. We're at a table like 12 people, whatever, and he picks up his phone. He's like, no big deal, everybody. Simone Lawrence is FaceTiming me, and he's like, hey, everybody, hey, Simone, what's up? So we call him Zach Two Chains now because he's got the Baumer chain.
Yeah.
And Simone Lawrence is going to send you a Ticats chain.
And I'm going to send him this Bombers chain from the 1930 crew. I got to get his address, if he'll give me his address.
If he gives you, I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to give you my address.
No.
I don't even think you have my address.
I do now. Yeah, I do. Yeah. I do. Yeah. But I haven't done anything bad, honestly.
No, because I have your Tupperware.
You do have my Tupperware. Gave you some nice muffins.
It's actually in the car.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going to get it when I drop you off.
Awesome.
I'll drop you off.
Thanks for the ride, by the way, to the bus.
You're welcome.
Freaking Riders.
We
steal first place and beat the Riders by 2, and they miss a walk-off field goal. That's amazing.
Yeah. Awesome to see everybody in the live chat. I'm just taking a moment here to kind of spin through. Okay, should mention this. Thank you to Jeffrey Townsend. You got gas money, Schnitzy.
Ooh.
$50. Thanks, Jeff.
Jeffrey.
Huge. Greatly appreciated.
I thought Jeffrey Bannon was my favorite Jeffrey. I think it's now Jeffrey Townsend.
Yeah. I was saying Townsend.
Yeah,
you're right. There's no S.
It's
Jeffrey Townsend.
Yeah.
Pardon us, Jeff.
Jeffrey, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Thanks for supporting the channel. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, what else? What other awards do we have, DB?
Well, you know what? I got to take a moment to talk about those that do support our channel. And absolutely, well, not so much the Oregon coastline, but Pure Winnipeg. They are the city's premier proactive healthcare facility, advancing healthcare excellence. Whether you got a strain, a sprain, a break, a deep cut, Pure has got you covered with their minimal wait time minor injury walk-in clinic. It's brand new. No more waiting at Pan Am or at urgent care or the ER or whatever. Go see Pure at 1129 Emperor Street near Polo Park, right by Rona, right by Garbage Hill. You'll find them in no time. You can give them a call, 204-338-PURE, or go check them out online, purewinnipeg.com. They have got in-house x-ray, casting, stitches. They also, as you see on your screen, do strength and conditioning, occupational health, mental health, rehabilitation, weight loss specialty, and so much more. I'm just pulling up their gym here. Great gym facilities. I've never felt uncomfortable in this gym. It's no judgment. It's no nonsense. And they're great people. So big thanks to Pure Winnipeg, Pure Lifestyles, purewinnipeg.com, 1129 Emperor Street, just north of Polo Park. And of course, purewinnipeg.com. Give them a call at 338-PURE. They've helped me get healthy. My mom even goes there. I didn't even know that. I'm like, my mom's like, oh, I got a doctor's appointment. I'm like, oh, you still going, Winnipeg Clinic? And she's like, no, I go to Pure. I'm like, what? I had no idea. So even if you're a young whippersnapper or you're, a little bit more up there, they'll take care of you.
Shout out to Darren's mom.
Thanks. What's up, Mom? I'm not coming home yet. Soon. No, just kidding. She's taking care of my dog. She's taking care of the Bonfire dog, Ruby.
Oh.
Yeah.
So did I do a happy honker yet? I don't think so.
No, I gave it to you for the 55-yard landing strip.
Oh, landing strip. But you did the honker.
Yeah.
I didn't do the happy honker.
Okay, hit it.
Well, hold on. Oh, look. It's fun to see you work the controls here, dude. It takes a lot. I couldn't do this. I
It
wouldn't.
doesn't. Well,
I wouldn't be able to
it's like
handle all the
anything.
different
It's like anything.
bells and
You
whistles.
learn it and it's down.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
hope it turns out okay for everybody out there.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. So my happy honker goes to the organizers of our trip, Darrin, the 1930 crew. It's been incredible. Just a trip, which I hope to do every year now to make it a tradition. Tradition. So the 1930, back to 1930 crew. So Pat Rathwell, Jeffrey Bannon, Tara Maslowski, and then also our celebrity hosts, you, Carter Chen, Dave Patrician, and of course, Hustler, the Hustler. And shout out to Dave, who's 75 years old, lives in Transcona, who sat with me on the way there and kept feeding me Labatt Blue. I hadn't drank Labatt Blue in years. But Dave is a beauty, so if you're watching, Dave, shout out to you, buddy. I'll get you back on the way back to Winnipeg. And, of course, Carol Barrett, who was caught jaywalking, as was tweeted by the Winnipeg Blue Bombers social media team. It was a brilliant tweet. If you didn't see it, go back and look. But they said that...
Do you believe it, though?
No, I don't. But they said it was awesome, though. They said the incomparable, of course, Carol Barrett, who many of you know, who works at the Bombers, was given a ticket or a warning for shoplifting.
She was stopped by Regina Police.
Not shoplifting.
Stopped by Regina Police for jaywalking.
Jaywalking.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I don't buy it.
That's my happy honker.
Good social media post to get the froth going, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe I just misspoke and said Carol Barrett may have shoplifted.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Zach. Come on, Schnitzy. Come on, it's getting late.
It's like when you're at the grocery store and you one thing doesn't scan or something, like whoops. But jaywalking, I mean, in Regina, there's
everybody jaywalks.
If you will go walk to the edge of the street, walk to the sidewalk to the edge of the street in Regina, you could wait 45 seconds and not have one car go by. And we're on the strip here downtown.
Not the landing strip.
What is no, that's over on Mosaic, Elephantstone Street. Yeah. There you go. Bomber fans got it. J-lifting.
J-lifting. There you go. I like it.
Hashtag free Carol.
Yeah, free Carol.
Oh, she's such a sweet lady.
Oh, she's amazing.
Love her. Great to see everybody in the live chat. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't yet. Be sure to subscribe. Tell a friend. And you can find us on all your favorite social medias. Bonfire WPG. It's that easy. Yeah. Okay. So you're happy honker.
Yeah.
Game balls?
Game balls.
Oh, wait. What are we forgetting?
Nothing.
What was your bonfire burning point?
It was the same as yours. It was the Nick Hallett special teams touchdown.
You had a different one on the bus though. I talked you out of it.
What
You were going to say it was the missed field goal.
Yeah. Well, so many people on the bus said no. It's the Nick Hallett touchdown on special teams.
Or it was just me.
No, there was a few others, Darrin. Okay, there was a few others. Okay, who are your game balls?
John Cuppers agrees. He agrees with you.
John agrees. I like you, John.
Yeah. Well, Jeffrey, we'll put this up for you. Go Stamps, go! I think it's because because they're playing Edmonton.
Yeah. We already have the season series with the Stamps. They scare nobody. They're kind of mediocre this year.
Nobody. Got our first thumbs down. I like that.
What?
Yeah.
Who gave us a thumbs down?
I don't know. Maybe they gave the thumbs down to the Go Stamps Go.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, you want the Elks to win? Explain that. I can't imagine you want the Elks to win. Yeah. It's not good for us in the standings.
Yeah. Phyllis getting the ball rolling on our next segment, of course. Game balls. Phyllis, always good to see you, Phyllis. Game ball to Brady. He not only played well tonight, but he did a fundraiser for rescue puppies in Regina. Of course he did.
Oh, he's just... So
how about this? My girlfriend Shannon works at the Dream Factory, okay? And they're like Make-A-Wish, right? They do dreams for, children that are going through some tough health times. And Brady Oliveira had a puppy party. They had rescue dogs. They had rescue kittens. And it happened to be Brady Oliveira's birthday. It was last week.
Yeah.
But her idea is because Brady, if you've seen Brady's sleeves, his tattoos, right? It's all his dogs, right? The guy lives and breathes canines, okay? And when you see Brady, the bully ball, and he starts smacking his head, and that's when he's really going, right? she pointed out, it's like, well, why couldn't we just, as fans, start barking? Like do the Arsenio, like, hoo, 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 when Brady gets going.
I like that.
Right?
That should have been a happy honker.
Can you imagine 30,000 doing that Arsenio Hall style?
We got to start it.
Dog.
I got to start this. Barking? We have to start this, folks. I love it when Brady Oliveira gets the ball or makes a big block, even, because he does that sometimes.
Yeah.
Start barking.
I like it.
Or howling.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. It's your boy Bruce. He's nailed it. Brady is a dog.
He is a dog.
Total dog.
Street dog. Yeah. Just like Dalton Schoen.
Street dog mentality.
Yeah.
Okay. Game ball. Nick Hallett making up for it. Lost Sean Bain Jr. in coverage on Saskatchewan's first touchdown. Made up for it with that huge play. What an absolute beast of a play. You know what? I have to give the first game ball to the guy that did that. Nick Hallett was Johnny on the spot. Great body position to, keep the Saskatchewan Roughriders players away from him. Body position to kind of box him out and fall on that ball. But it was Jam Sheehan. Yeah. It was Jam Sheehan with the kick, right? He's the one that deserves the game ball. Jam Sheehan. That's my first and maybe most important game ball tonight.
It was like a sidewinder punt, eh?
Yeah. Here, let's take a look. Like, Jam Sheehan, not amongst the league leaders in net punt average or this or that or the other, but like, it's his ability to do kicks like that. It's like, it's going to the sideline, okay? And you would think a ball kicked from the, a little bit closer to the right hash than the left. And you would think that that ball, okay, it's going from right to left. Like, that's an angled kick. Whoop! What does it do? It absolutely bounces back the other way. That's not a fluke. That's not a freak bounce. That is something Jam Sheehan works on. That is a kick that is practiced. Jam Sheehan, man.
Yeah.
Beast today.
I love it. That's a great game ball, buddy, because he doesn't get a lot of love because his stats anyway, the net punting and all that, it's not spectacular. He's not even in the top 5 or 6, but that makes up for it, doesn't it? Like to basically be responsible for a touchdown.
Get a couple of those, yeah.
Yeah. No, that was incredible.
Well, and you see Mario Alford there, one of the best returners in the league. When that ball comes up at him, it's almost like a holy shit moment, right?
Yeah.
He's like expecting it to go out of bounds. Oh shit. And it's like hands up.
Yeah.
And it just gets by him.
And he just reacts, right? Like if he could take that play back, he would. He just wouldn't have even touched it. He would have conceded a single, right? But I think he's just his reflex is to try and get it. And I think you're right. It's like kind of like an oh shit moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curtis Perkins with great emoji use there. Love to see that.
Is that do you have any other game balls, buddy?
You know what? Nobody's going to give the guy his due. But Zach Collaros was like, look, the pick to Marcus Sayles, I think I could probably pull that up. The Sayles interception was tough, right? I get it. But he threw for 218 yards in the first half. Zach Collaros was 66.7%. His quarterback efficiency rating tonight was 103. And he has been getting crapped on objectively. I don't look at just the interceptions and say Zach Collaros is a shadow of himself. Is he playing at his best football right now? No. But he is still, in my opinion, the most reliable clutch quarterback in the CFL. You saw it in the game-winning drive against the Ticats last week. You saw it today where he led 3 scoring drives. Yeah, Strevler punches in a couple. This was a tough pick. It was a nice play by Marcus Sayles, who, by the way, is like one of the true good guys. And then here, whoops, little over rotation. But there's Zach, and Buck looking at it on the iPad. They'll, break it down on the iPad and see it immediately. But if you're going to be a good quarterback, you gotta make throws sometimes. And he has had, like, okay, let's just talk about this one. This is him trying to make a pass to Ontario Wilson that he's been picked off a few times this year. Okay. It's a hitch route, and maybe the timing's off. Maybe it's Collaros's fault.
He was under pressure too, though, in that. Like, he had pressure up the middle.
Busy in the pocket. No question.
Yeah.
No question. Here's a good look at it from Collaros's angle. And that's a tough one.
Well, and Wilson doesn't, and Bomber fans saying this too. Does Wilson fight back to the ball as much as he could? I think that's a good point by Bomber fan.
Yeah. Many of the interceptions for Collaros this year have been his fault, and many have not been his fault. And quarterbacks, like, they take all of the heat, they take all of the brunt, and then they get all the glory, they get all the shine. So there were interceptions this year that were tipped at the line of scrimmage for pick sixes in a 2-point loss to the Toronto Argonauts, right?
Don't get me started on that.
Well, I won't. And there were instances where the receiver slipped. There were instances where the ball went off a player's helmet. There were good plays by defenders as well. And I mean, yeah, you would say it's the quarterback's fault if it's a good play by the defender, but I don't understand. I've gone on and on about this in the past, right? I don't completely understand fans out there that just say, nah, he's done. That's it. It's over. When Drew Brown could be the quarterback here.
Yeah.
Zach Collaros is the guy I would want quarterbacking my team. Period. I don't care about
anybody else in the league
right now. Yeah.
Really?
Yep. Well, who would you rather have? Like, take the chain and the jersey off and objectively, who would you want? You got one game. It's the Grey Cup. Who do you want? Who's your quarterback? Is it Nathan Rourke? It ain't Trevor Harris. He had a lot of yards today.
Typical Trevor Harris. He has a lot of yards, right?
Yeah.
Hit
the live chat.
I don't know, man.
Who would if you're a Bomber fan, you'd say, I want Zach Collaros. Fine. Who else would you want? Who's in that debate?
Cody Fajardo right now.
Okay.
Vernon Adams when he was at his height.
Mm-hmm. What about Vernon Adams in that 25-0 loss? And I mean, yeah, he got hurt in that game, but he played most of it.
He got hurt late. He
played most of it. Yeah. Yep.
I think Zach has an intangible. He has an it factor, and I don't think he's playing his best football. But I think you're right. A lot of the interceptions, maybe, he's got rookie receivers too, right? He's got a new O-line. He's got
no Dalton Schoen.
Right.
Don't sleep on that for a second.
No, for sure. I think I would pick Zach, not because I'm objective, but just because I watch all the Bomber games and I think he's a gamer.
Yeah.
He's a gamer.
I would take Joe Burrow. Yeah, I would take Joe Burrow. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, any other game balls, buddy?
Nope.
Okay.
That's it.
I will. I'm sorry to tell you guys. I will give a game ball to Trevor Harris. He threw for 368 yards and 3 touchdowns. It's a lot of yards.
Is that a lot of yards?
It's a good amount of yards. Did he win? No. But he did enough to win.
Mm-hmm.
The team just didn't win around him. Yeah. But I thought the Bombers, and like I said in the second half, the Bombers were keeping everything in front of them, and they were going to just make the Riders march the field bit by bit, little chunk play by little chunk play. But he was so accurate, Darrin, that he was able to pull that off. Even on second and long a few times, he was able to pull it off. And so kudos to Trevor Harris. If the Bombers don't win the Grey Cup, I'd love to see Trevor Harris win one. Mm-hmm. If the Bombers aren't going to win it, I'd love to, because he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He seems like a good guy anyway. My other game ball.
I think it's 2 years. I think Drew Brown signed for 2. It might be 3. I think it's 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have 3 game balls. One of them goes to Willie Jefferson. He had 2 tackles. He had a sack. He had a knockdown. I thought he was disruptive at times, although he probably want to have that onside kick back. Curtis Perkins. Harris defines mid. So I'm going to give a game ball to Willie Jefferson, Darren. And then my biggest game ball goes to Mike Backwards Hat O'Shea, ties Bud Grant's wins record at 102.
Okay.
Did you think the Bombers in 2014, when they started out like gangbusters at 5-1, and then backpedaled their way to a 7-11 record, and then the next year they were 5-13?
Mm-hmm.
Did you think? And then started 2016 1-4. When Matt Nichols replaced Drew Willie and Travis Bond came on, and there was that game in Edmonton, they won 30-23 that turned around this franchise and turned around the triumvirate of Walters, Miller, and O'Shea. O'Shea was, I think he was maybe on the hot seat. I don't know. But here he is with 102 wins, 4 Grey Cup appearances, winning 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. It's incredible what the stamp he's put on this team.
This guy.
Look at that with the sunglasses. I don't know if he even wears sunglasses usually. But look at the backwards hat. I love it. That's classic. Yeah. That's my guy. He's not my coach, but I watch him and I listen to him. I'm like, I would run through a wall for
Schnitzy, you're a.
I would run through the wall for O'Shea.
You bleed blue and gold. That is
okay.
That is my coach.
I guess he is my coach.
That's your coach.
I wish he was. I wish he was my dad. I just feel like he's a great dad. great husband.
Well,
great friend.
Speaking of Mike O'Shea as a dad, Mike O'Shea Jr., who they just call Mike O'Shea, receiver for the University of Manitoba Bisons. Tough as nails, man. Watching him return kicks, he's no Lucky Whitehead, he's no Mario Alford, he's no burner, but he is tough. Like, he just cuts through would-be tacklers. Watching the Bisons absolutely, beat up their week 1 opponent in the U Sports schedule on the bus to Regina yesterday. Watching him, Mike O'Shea Jr., that is, was awesome. That guy is tough as nails. So speaking of Mike O'Shea, Blue Bombers head coach as a dad, I'm sure he's a very proud dad with the way his son's playing right now.
Did that? I know we got to wrap up here. We've done our awards, but like if you pull it back to that pass interference, I don't know who it's on, which set us up at the 1 yard line when Collaros gets hurt. That looked like a kind of a weak call, honestly, on the replay here.
It's on Deontay Williams.
Okay, nice. It doesn't look like the most blatant pass interference.
It was PI.
Was it?
Oh yeah.
I couldn't see it from the angle there.
I just can't get over this.
Osh, classic.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah, okay, let's look at the PI. Here it is in real time.
All right. You think it's
flag comes right away?
Yeah.
We'll get another look at it.
You're talking about CFL refs. That doesn't necessarily mean anything.
You'll say that. I won't. Here we go. There's Deontay Williams. I guess it's I guess he's got both hands on him. I guess that's what it is. Kenny wants it. And for those in the live chat who were asking, have we talked about the Collaros hit? Yeah, we talked about it at length earlier in the show. Tomorrow, maybe the next day, we'll have chapters up, so you'll be able to cut right to the parts in the postgame show that you like or that you want to see. But yeah, here's another look.
Nice double move.
Yep. Oh, there it is. I see it. So here it is. I'll pull it up here. There he is grabbing his left wrist. So Kenny goes up and he wants to get 2 hands on it, right? Obviously. And instead of being able to get 2 hands on it, Williams grabs his arm.
Oh,
Doesn't allow him to lift
I
his
didn't
arm
see
up.
that. Oh, yeah, that's PI.
Yeah.
First place, baby. I have no voice left, Darrin.
No. You have any final thoughts? So we wrap it up?
Do I have any final thoughts?
Mm-hmm. Or do you just want some Trifons pizza?
First place, buddy. And the Bombers played with grace.
Wait. Are you saving?
Is that my final thought?
Well, yeah. I got to tell people to check the pod.
Oops.
Hit the thumbs up.
Hey,
watch the
I'm
pregame.
tired.
We're gonna get the pregame show going the day before the Banjo Bowl. It's on Saturday this year. Everyone's got their fantasy football drafts this week because NFL Week 1 on Sunday. So the Banjo Bowl in Winnipeg on Saturday. Don't miss the Game Day Winnipeg pregame ahead of the Banjo Bowl because we just might get the old crew back together. Me, Westwood, Walby, like the old TSN radio days. Well, yeah, the man who named the game.
That's awesome.
Got to have him on the show.
That's awesome.
That we've done a couple times in years past. But check out the postgame from last week with Simone Lawrence. He had great insight on former teammate and Zach Collaros, the butterfly effect of his hit on Collaros right here in Regina when the Ticats were playing the Roughriders. That led to him being an Argo and then a Blue Bomber in the 2019 Grey Cup and all of those things. But entertaining, awesome. Check that out. And then also the video that I posted today on Zach Collaros, breaking it all down, looking at all the angles, slow motion, and all that. If you want to see a better or get a better look at that, be sure to check that out. And now, with no further ado, it's your rhyme time as we sign off here on Game Day After Dark. Thanks for watching, everybody. Big ups to you. Last thing I'll say, pardon me. Big ups to Pure Winnipeg. Check them out. Link in the description below. And of course, Scotswood Links in beautiful Elm Creek, Manitoba. Scotswoodlinks.com. Link in the description below.
We're first place. We did it with grace. F you, Corey Base. Sayonara, everybody.